Swadikap, Sastrikology, and welcome back to TSN Talks. In today's episode, we have someone who has, quite frankly, redefined the dining experience in Thailand. What started off as a simple reservation app has grown to over 5 million diners served and over 1 million monthly active users. You might already know, I'm talking about HungryHub. Let's waste no time in welcoming the CEO and founder of HungryHub,
Well,
Mr. Surasit. Sachdev.
Swadikap. Thank you, Sunny. Thank you
Welcome to the
for
podcast.
inviting me to take part in this podcast. And I'm happy to hopefully share some knowledge as much as I can.
Lovely, lovely. We're thrilled to have you on. Let's start right from the start.
Sure.
For people hearing from you for the first time, how do you normally introduce yourself?
I'm Surasit, or you can call me Sit, or the Indian community knows me by Manveer. I'm in my late 30s now. I don't say that. I always think that I'm the younger one in the crowd, but not anymore when I'm talking to you. But yeah, born and raised here in Thailand. My family are Thai Indian.
Okay.
Third generation Sikh living in Bangkok. Yeah, family. I have 2 kids, married.
Right.
Yeah, so that's the definition of me.
I assume you weren't in this position when you first started HungryHub
Yeah.
10 years ago, were you?
No. When I started the company, I was 20, 25, 12 years in, so I'm
Okay.
37 now.
Okay.
So when I started, I was always the youngest one in any conversation.
Right.
Because most of the people running businesses are like 30, 40, 50
Okay.
plus. But now I guess I'm getting in
that bracket.
that bracket. Yeah.
So let's get right on it. Actually, we can spend some time obviously talking about your youth, your growing up, what made you kind of want to start this company and corporate and all that. But I don't want to waste too much time on that. I want to go right to 25 version of you, 25-year-old version of you. What was the ticking point? What made you want to go like, I want to start something on my own?
Okay, so actually prior to getting started in HungryHub, I was working in Singapore and Standard Chartered Bank.
Okay.
I was working there for 3 years. Great experience. I got to do a lot of interesting stuff, fly around the world, meeting with a lot of big leaders in the banking corporate industry. We were doing like a 19-country software rollout with them. So I was in charge of like a project manager. So you can say like a mini founder operator, but with a lot of money backing behind.
Already looking after things.
And having fixed salary, don't have to worry about tomorrow's.
Right.
But as you grow, I feel like, especially in the middle management, you feel like you're working for the bosses and not for the customers. So you're like kind of in between. And every large corporate, like there's politics and all these kind of things.
Right.
So I feel like it wasn't. I got a chance to grow in every year while I was there, and I was happy. His pay was very good. I got to live a very good, fancy life, traveling every month. But then I felt like it was enough. I wanted to build something from 0 to 1.
Okay.
So, yeah, in the beginning there was no. This was 2011 when I left the bank.
Okay.
So, and I came back. I was actually going to start the company when I was 23, but I didn't have teams because I did my undergrad in Australia.
Right.
I worked in Thailand for a year and then Singapore for 2 years. So 5 of the last 6 years prior to that, I was away. So I don't know who's in the business world, who's good at what.
Right.
So I didn't have the connections to build a company with. So then I decided to do my MBA at Sasin.
Okay.
And during my time at Sasin, day 1, I went in pitching, trying to get people to join me on HungryHub venture. And everyone's like, are you crazy? We're here for a holiday, 2 years. MBA is basically time away from work and you're going to let me think about work.
Right.
So yeah, fast forward, I got a chance to join another team on another venture while I was at Sasin. Got to learn the whole business plan competition, the whole how to pitch, what is startup world, what is VC, how do they think.
Was that something new to you at that time?
Yeah, very new. I mean, I've never started a own company. So like from registering a company, how do you split the shares? Vesting right, like what are VCs looking for, how to raise fund, how to pitch. Everything was zero for me.
Okay.
I mean, I knew how to present. I knew how to like
get the idea,
the idea, like who to work with, all that kind of thing. But I didn't have a team. I didn't have like knowledge about the startup world. And that time there was not much mention about startup world outside of the US. Even in Singapore, I think a lot of startups generally started around 2012 to 2014.
Right.
And that was the time when I was in Sasin.
Okay.
So I got a chance to compete in the US, in India, in different competitions.
Like pitching and stuff?
Yeah. So pitching competition, we won a few representing Sasin.
Right.
So I got some like maybe $50,000, $60,000 prize money.
Okay.
Yeah. So
how important do you think this skill set is for a lot of people? Let's say people starting out even.
I think that a startup founder or CEO has to have a sales skill.
Okay.
Right. So pitching is part of a sales skill.
Right.
Ability to convince people. Because if you can't sell, it's not just selling to investors, it's selling to employees, selling to customers.
Right.
Because in the early days, you can't hire a sales. And how do you know whether they perform well or not? Right? Without showing them being there as a leader.
Right.
Most leader in most organizations, mostly the CEO role, is the one with the charisma, the one that can sell, either selling the vision to the team, selling to recruit good people, good talent, to get good partners.
Right.
Yeah. So when you have less money, you even have to negotiate and sell even more. Right.
Okay.
So yeah, I would say like the pitching competition, I got to learn a lot. We pitched at like 5 different stages, maybe like 20 different rounds, test. Did like maybe hundreds of practice rounds.
Okay.
So I got to understand the whole how. The good thing is I also learned in the class how investors think.
Right.
So like what is their
What
rate
are they
of
looking
return?
for?
Like because a lot of startups idea in Thailand back then, they'll just say like, oh, I'm raising like 5 million baht and I'll return you 10 million baht in 3 years or 5 years. But investors are looking like 100x, 20x at least, exit in 5 years. So from 5, are you going to turn to 100? If not, then don't come to me.
Okay.
So not knowing that makes you waste a lot of time. So for us, the fact that we know a lot of that made us win a lot of pitching competition because we understood how they think.
Okay, interesting. So this is definitely something that I think it looks like it's a must-have if you want to grow from 0 to 1. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, a lot of startups can't grow without external funding. So, and investors don't like when the CEO is not there to pitch or meet them.
Right.
So if you're the CEO, then my simple answer is you need to be able to sell, you need to be able to pitch.
Okay. Were you pitching HungryHub then, or was it a different idea of the product?
Different venture, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I said, I joined another team that they were recruiting team members to join. I was acting as a CFO for that venture. That venture is still around. It's pivoted into something different now.
Interesting.
Yeah, but the team was in the second year students. I was a first year student who joined, but they graduated, so they went on to do it.
Interesting. What was the original idea, inception of HungryHub like? Was it straight away a dining like reservation platform? Or
no.
did you pivot as well?
Yeah, so I mean, before we started HungryHub, my background is a little bit in tech and business. My family is in the hotel business.
Right.
So initially, I was thinking about doing a online travel agency for hotels. So similar to the Agoda, Booking.com. But in 2012, when I was doing research, Priceline Group, which owns Agoda and Booking.com and many other companies, they were spending $1 billion on Google ads.
On marketing, right?
Only on Google ads.
That's
not
ridiculous.
Including Facebook, not including affiliates and others. So it's like there was no VC money back then talked about. So I was like, and it's a global market from day one. You can't be building on local supply, local demand. You need to be global. So you need to invest a lot of money. So I was like, me as a 25-year-old boy trying to compete with these big giants in a red ocean business. I said, I don't have background. If I have like background in fundraising or I'm from a very rich family, it's a different story. But I was like, my first business, let's take it easy, less risk. So I looked at OpenTable's business model,
right?
Which is table reservation, but that's in the US. I didn't see anything like that in Thailand back then. So I said, why don't we start something like that?
Okay.
right? And that was 2014 when we were able to form the team right after I graduated from Sasin.
Okay, so immediately after you finished your MBA,
Yep.
you started working on this.
Yes. Actually, in my last 6 months when I was on the exchange at Wharton, I was starting to build stuff, work with a external tech agency
Okay,
to build up some platforms so that
like
when
an
I came
MVP
back,
of the product or something of that sort.
yeah.
Okay. What were the early failures you faced when you kind of
I mean
started out with
that
this?
whole business failed drastically, right? Like
The concept of OpenTable and everything?
I mean, there's a reason why it doesn't work in Thailand.
Okay.
If you ask, if I asked myself properly, did proper research, right, and I wouldn't have done it.
Okay. But in hindsight, right? It's easy to look back in hindsight and say like it would have been easy, but at that moment of time, you probably thought it was the best idea.
Yeah, of course. You were, I mean, for me, it was just building something 0 to 1. It wasn't about money. It wasn't like,
Correct.
and of course, food is interesting to everyone. My family is in hospitality space, so I thought I had some leverage, right? See, the simple truth in Thailand is there's oversupply of restaurants.
Okay.
You can walk into any good restaurant anytime. You need, even if you make one phone call, you get a table. The reason why the reservation system model exists in the Western world, in Japan, in Singapore, is because on a Friday night you try to walk into any good restaurant, you won't get a table.
Correct.
Right? And they do multiple turns a day. They're basically in the optimizing phase, and that's why they need a table reservation. So the problem which made OpenTable came about was people used to make multiple phone calls and then they would get rejected each time. And they're like, I wish there was some place that could tell me where is it available tonight. Right. So then it came about. It made sense.
Right.
But in Thailand, you try to go outside anywhere. You make one phone call. They're like, no need to even tell me your name. Just come in. Just walk in.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So like, restaurant business should pretend like they're busy and make people call and save the number for like CRM. But no, they're used to the fact that there's oversupply and there's no need, right? They don't want to waste that time.
I assume that only works maybe today with like very few restaurants.
Top 100 restaurants.
Top 100, yeah.
It's not enough. The market is not big enough.
You're right, actually. Now that we look back and we see this, you're like,
and now it's top 100. Back then it was top 20 maybe.
Fair point.
Yeah.
Fair point.
So lucky for me, I in 2017, I was actually at the point of shutting down the company.
3 years after?
Yeah, about 2.5 years. Actually, mid 2016, I told my co-founders, I said that let's shut it down. Like even after 2 years, we were only making like maybe 50,000 baht revenue a month.
And this is from people booking kind of tables.
So the bookings are so less. We charge like a subscription fee per month.
Okay. How did you get traction at the start?
I mean, we onboarded about 200 plus restaurants, sales, me going myself, convincing them.
Okay.
They joined us because they think they're going to get customers from us. But they had to pay like 500 baht a month for like a tablet that we provided them for the reservation management system and everything. But they didn't think that they needed a reservation management. They were thinking more of like they needed
clients or customers.
Yeah, more customers. Yeah. Only maybe 5 out of 200 restaurants that were using us as a reservation management because they were really, really full. And they liked that system. But 5 was not going to pay our bills, right? Correct. So we needed like 1,000 to be able to cover our costs. And we needed a lot of customers to book to cover our costs.
Okay.
So given that problem, I was like, let's shut this down. But I went to Silicon Valley and I met with some of the investors there, and they were talking about the concept of brand promise. Like what is your brand promise? Like when people think of you, what are you delivering? And is there a need for it? Are people willing to pay for that brand promise? Because if you think of like Uber or Grab, like what is their brand promise? Very clear, like safety, transparency, and convenience.
Yeah.
If you ask 10 people on the street, like when they started off just on the transport side, what was it? Everyone would say, because before that, people wouldn't send their daughters in taxis. People wouldn't send because they can't track, they're not verified.
Right.
So, and you don't want to get rejected all the time. So you
Correct.
want something that's easy, convenient, fast.
So the brand promise is strong. for
Yeah,
those-
so strong. So for us, then I came back and looked at what are the opportunities within the F&B. A lot of restaurants that they work with us, they wanted more customers. We knew that creating a reservation system alone wouldn't deliver them more customers because we've already tried.
Okay.
So we said, what else could be? So, I mean, at that time, there was a lot of discount platforms available.
Eatigo,
And
the
there
main one,
are
right?
many players, right? I don't want to name it. It wasn't one. And every platform focused, and even credit card companies and all that.
Mm.
But the issue was every restaurant we talked to, they weren't happy with these kind of service because at the end of the day, they are not able to get any margins after giving so much
They
discount.
compromise themselves. Right?
I mean, if you food cost in industry norm in the restaurant business is about 30 to 40%.
Right.
If you give a 50% discount, you take another 10% commission, your food cost 30, 40,
There's nothing
left
left.
with nothing.
Yeah.
And you still have to pay the bills or salary, the rent, other than the food cost.
Mm-hmm.
So what they were selling was more like get your restaurant famous and these customers will come back one day, hopefully.
Mm.
But that is selling the dream that doesn't happen. So for us was like, how do we make a customer who go in from us make profit for the restaurant from day one?
Okay.
And another pain point that I saw was I used to take my team out for dinner when we were doing the reservation system because I was hiring a lot of fresh grads
Mm-hmm.
and we were working with medium to upper end restaurants, hotel restaurants,
So
fine dining.
at this point, how big was your team?
Maybe about at some point, like with interns and everything, 10 to 15 people.
And this was 2017, 2018?
Yeah, 2016, 2017.
Okay.
I was like, every time I go out, I would say like, I would think that I would have to pay 500-600 baht for that type of restaurant because I would go and eat with my wife or with my friends and that would be the budget. But in reality, when you open the bill with the team orders, it's double, triple that. You can't tell them, hey, don't order from the right page, only order from the left page. You know? Ignore the steaks and the lobsters and the seafood, right? So that's and that wasn't just a team outing or team dinner problem. Sometimes you go with a group of friends, right? And one person is having a pasta, another is ordering a steak or a lobster, a tomahawk, and you got to split the bill equally.
Yeah.
What happens is, another friend's like, if I'm going to order that, then I'm going to order a bottle of wine. Then it goes.
Then everybody orders steak, right?
Yeah. Then basically at the end of the meal, you're like, screw this group. I'm not meeting up with them anymore. So this was a problem that I guess it's a face problem and it's an Asian problem and nobody talks about it.
It's also like a little bit of an emotional it triggers something up in people,
definitely.
right?
Some people have anxiety going with a group of friends who like spend a lot and sometimes they just pretend to be busy because they don't want to spend a lot that night.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of people, when I talk to them, they smile and they're like, yes, it is a problem, but we just...
It's taboo, right?
Yeah,
we don't really talk about stuff like this.
So I was like, why can't we be the middleman and help create a transparent price, meal experience that let customers know before they enter the restaurant what they're going to pay and what they're going to get?
Okay, was this like a switch moment, you'd say?
I mean, I just thought like, let's try. What my crazy idea was I want to convert. Basically, buffets solve this problem.
Okay.
So why a lot of corporates take their employees to buffets is because they can control the budget. The issue with buffets, you don't get to sit and talk. Everyone's mingling with the food.
Yeah.
So you lose the point of going out as a team or going out with a group of friends where you're going to the restaurant to connect, to talk, not just to connect with the food, right?
Yeah.
So I said, why can't a la carte restaurants that don't have buffets get to this customer segment?
Like equally.
Yeah. So I said, why can't we take a portion of the seats of a la carte restaurant and convert it into all you can eat exclusively if you book through HungryHub and we limit the seats. So the restaurant doesn't lose any branding. They don't create a buffet line. They don't change the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Only through HungryHub, we convert a la carte into all you can eat.
And usually that's a very specific like menu of its own as well.
It's a subset of the entire menu. It can be 70-80% of the entire menu. We cut out only some rare items or we limit something or we have different tiers of pricing. So like standard price with like maybe no steak or no seafood, but with chicken and pork and pizza and pasta. Then you level up and then you have like a platinum tier and you get everything.
Right. So when you started like pivoting to this, what was the first thing you did?
I mean, I pitched to all my existing customers. I told my partners, give me 3 months. If this doesn't work, we shut down.
Okay.
Everyone's like, you're crazy. No one's gonna do all you can eat.
What about the funds? Like, were you? How
I mean,
was?
we still had the money to operate. I was working part-time at my university, and I still do till today,
Right.
to help at the entrepreneurship center. So I
Okay.
run business plan competitions and all that, the ones that I took part in. So I'm
Interesting.
helping them today more as an alumni, not so much about the money anymore.
Okay.
But that money helped me be able to pay the bills and get me going for, yeah.
That's lovely.
Yeah. So, I mean, side hustling is very important for founders,
Mhm.
especially when you're not able to earn revenue yet. So yeah, I mean, fast forward in 3 months, we like triple, quadruple our revenue. In 7 months, we like 10x our revenue.
Okay. Adding new merchants as we.
Yeah, and then being able to like source customers to restaurants that we were not able to source. Like I
Okay.
remember some of the restaurants at that time we were making like, we used to make maybe 500 baht commission per month or 1,000 baht commission per restaurant per month.
Right.
When we changed this model, within 3 months, we were making like 20,000 baht commission per restaurant per month.
Right.
And not one, maybe 5, maybe 10. And then we went up to like 100,000 baht commission.
Depending on like select restaurants, if they're like
And then
bestsellers.
some we went up to 500,000 baht per restaurant per month in
Right.
commission.
Right.
So we saw like what a difference in like business model, right? We used to charge like 30 baht a cover, a diner, or like 30 baht a booking flat fee.
Yeah.
And now some bookings we make like, let's say we said 3 to 500,000 baht revenue for like group bookings to restaurants, and we make 30 to 50,000 baht
Yeah.
in commission per one meal.
Right.
One booking, right?
Correct.
So not even talking about the whole restaurant revenue.
Yeah,
So
that's a big switch.
yeah, so I mean, just a lot of time people think like, the price setting cheap is good, but for us, we always think of value. What value are we generating, and are we charging the right price?
Correct. Actually, let's talk a little bit more on that, right? Especially I think in Thailand, it's always like whoever has the cheapest price, like it's almost a fight to the bottom, right?
Yeah.
What made you kind of like honestly be able to be strong and stand against that and say, no, this is what we are and this is what we do, and we're not gonna fight a price war.
I mean, we created a unique business model, right? So we are not, because every other player in the past don't know how much the customer spends.
Correct, but let's say there were also other competitors that were already in this space,
but they don't know how much the customer spends.
Right, so they still didn't.
So they either provided a booking or like a booking with discounts, but they don't know how much the customer
they don't know the
spent.
bill, right?
Yeah. So when you don't know the bill, you can't charge a percentage of the bill.
But now that
But with HungryHub, we don't know the final bill, but we know at least how much they're gonna spend with the package that they selected when they book.
Okay.
So we are able to charge a percentage of that, and that changed the whole ball game.
So that allows price transparency, not just for the people booking it, but also for you and
for us, for the restaurant.
Correct.
And it created a whole new ecosystem. Like influencers never used to get paid for like, transactional. Now we have like a commission kickback for them. We were able to open up the business to OTAs. So now we work with a lot of OTAs that are selling rooms, flights, activities to be able to let them sell F&B.
Like bundled in almost?
No, it can just create a new section, because when you travel, like in the travel industry, food is one big thing, right?
Correct.
But previously, food was never been able to sell as an e-commerce, only food delivery.
Interesting.
We are unlocking that today because we've created a meal experience for every restaurant we work with, whether you're a buffet, omakase, fine dining, rooftop. We put everything in one place. We have an API that connects to a lot of the big OTAs today.
Right.
So we're not only sourcing B2C, like we have to source the customer and send to the restaurant, but we also have B2B where we can distribute our inventories, like how the OTAs work. Because today, like Agoda doesn't only sell everything direct. They have other merchants. There are other partners that help them sell the rooms, and they do commission sharing.
Right.
So instead of like each small player go and talk to the hotels or the restaurant, they have a huge user base in different segment, different market.
And they can
They can
leverage
just
that.
leverage that and maybe do commission sharing.
Okay, interesting. Right. So from actually that point where, 2017, 3 months out,
Yep.
to 2026,
Yep.
almost a decade later,
Yep.
and obviously a lot has switched since then. What was some of the main challenges that you faced once you started seeing the numbers come in, the user base filling up,
Yep.
like people using it more often,
Yep.
obviously more brand awareness.
Yeah.
Was there any like punch to the gut?
Well, many times. COVID.
Yeah, the
COVID. We
classic
had to
case.
launch food delivery overnight, and we launched staycation
Okay.
because we were working with a lot of hotels and hotels F&B, and then we know they can't lower the price of the rooms, but we said, why can't you bundle the room and the F&B and the spa, so you don't have to lower the price, but you give
More
enough
stuff,
value,
yeah.
so that the customers would choose to come
Interesting.
instead of going out of town or whatever,
Mhm.
because people can't travel overseas, right? So
Yeah, there was a lot of what do you call it, like local tourists, not even
Correct.
local, sorry, but
Correct.
like local traveling, right?
Correct.
During COVID time.
Yeah, so birthdays still happen, anniversaries still happen, and a lot of people usually travel out of town for these things. So we give them an alternative.
Did that unlock almost a new segment for you because you
It
had
was
to do that?
what we call a COVID economy, because
Okay.
after COVID the room price went up and then
everything went back to
reversed.
normal?
Yeah, so delivery too was a COVID economy for us.
Yeah, I never heard that actually. HungryHub doing deliveries.
Yeah, so we didn't do the fleets ourselves, but we work with third party. What we did was, our strength was in the premium dining category.
Mhm.
So we did a lot of bundling delivery. So imagine like if you wanted like lobsters or steak or very fancy restaurants during COVID,
Mhm.
if you order individually on any other platform, it would cost you a bomb. But with
Mhm.
HungryHub, we knew that their food cost was low, but they had a certain price tag that they wanted to reach per basket.
Right.
So we bundled it together where you can have like, a full meal like for a family or for at least 2 to 3 people.
Right.
And you are able to get it like 30 to 40% cheaper.
Okay.
Yeah. But our average basket size per order was like 1,200 baht.
Okay.
Whereas all food delivery players were like 200 baht.
Much lower. Yeah.
Yeah. So for us, we were able to cover our costs, be able to like, grow and open a lot of new segments of restaurants to work with.
Okay. Interesting.
But once COVID kind of like recovered, because it only had shut down for like maybe 3 or 4 months, we were able to get the hotels and the fine dining who were targeting tourists back then, and the tourist hasn't recovered.
Mhm.
So we were able to get them to try with us, and we were able to build a lot of traction with the supply. So we used that
Right.
to take advantage of the situation.
Okay.
And we grew almost 4 times compared to before COVID, when COVID was over.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So like
Every year we were growing like 60 to 70%.
adding new
COVID.
merchants and new people, new businesses to partner with, and new restaurants, new
Yeah.
hospitality.
Yeah.
And that's during COVID.
Yeah, if without COVID, many of the big brands might not have joined us.
So almost like a blessing in disguise kind of section.
Whereas the bigger guys got hit badly, because for them, they like went all in and they were at their peak, and then
and then they become desperate.
So for us, it was a new opportunity. I mean, we were always win-win for them, and many of them till today they still work with us. Like the Marriott Group, we work with them. Like a lot of the hotels, like 5-star, I would say 70% of 5-star hotels we work with today.
In Thailand, you say, or Bangkok
yeah, I would say
specific?
Bangkok mostly. Yeah,
Okay.
outside of Bangkok, maybe 20-30%.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would you say is the biggest demographic for people using HungryHub? Is it young people, or is it?
No, actually, average age is about 35 to 45.
See, that's interesting, because I would have never guessed that.
Yeah, because we are not, our average per person per meal is about 1,000 to 1,200 baht.
So it's people who are ready to kind of go somewhere nice to dine, and
so a lot of like one of the big, like almost 1/3 of our business is special occasions.
interesting.
So like birthdays, anniversaries, group dinners, company treating like celebrations and all that kind of thing.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah. So Valentine's is our peak every year.
They give roses and stuff in some places
So
that you go to.
some places they do that. So
That's
yes.
that's interesting. Actually, a
So-
third of your business is
Yeah,
from
because
these.
the reason being when you want to celebrate or when you go above your budget, you become fearful.
And anxious, like you said.
And you're looking to go somewhere new. Because if you have your
Correct.
regular spot, you wouldn't go there on your birthday.
Yeah, correct.
Because your regular spot is where you go once a month or once every few weeks just to have a comfort food.
Yeah.
But on your birthday or anniversary or somewhere special, some special occasion,
Mhm.
you're looking for something that is wow, that is new, like a rooftop, a riverside,
Yeah.
cruise, or all that kind of thing.
And so it fits within what the emotional brand promise is for HungryHub, which
Yep.
is like you'll know exactly what you're spending.
Correct.
You don't like your date's not gonna order like a 6,000 bottle of wine or something like that. So it's kind of very
Yep.
transparent. Let's say.
Yep.
Interesting. Let's talk some numbers.
Yeah.
Monthly users. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll start with that or something.
So we have close to about 1.5 million visitors, unique visitors on our app and website.
Okay.
About 1/3 of it is from overseas now.
Interesting.
Yeah. So prior to 2 years ago, we were only targeting locals, but we saw local spending power going down. We touched into tourism, and it's becoming a big share of our business.
So targeting more tourists that are coming into Thailand.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. And we have about close to 3,000 restaurant partners. We're operating in Thailand, Singapore, and Malaysia.
Okay. When did you start thinking internationally?
Actually, from day one, like when I started, and Sasin made me think globally because I feel like running a business locally is not big enough, especially in the VC funded startup world. So we expanded to Singapore. We actually, when we raised our first round in 2019, we wanted to expand in 2020, and then COVID hit.
Oh, damn.
So then right after COVID, we raised in 2022 another round, and we were
Sorry, what valuation did you raise at? If you don't mind.
Yeah, I mean that time was less than 20 million US dollars, but
Okay.
around that. And since then, the funding market has dried up.
Okay. Was that your last kind of round of funding?
And then since then we had to turn profitable.
Okay.
So instead of expanding in 2022, 2023, we had to like shift to be profitable. So we started expansion in 2024.
Okay.
End of 2024, we expanded to Singapore. Then end of 2025, we did Malaysia, and we're looking to launch 2 more countries this year.
Right. Interesting. So every kind of in the past 2 years, it has been kind of the growth spurt with the international
the new
markets.
market is a lot of learning. It's almost like starting a new company altogether.
Right.
Even though we have a lot of connections, a lot of know-how, going to a new country, not being there physically, hiring a team. So, I mean, we're starting to see what's working. It's growing very well.
Is it challenging, you'd say?
First 6 months, yes. I think today we are at a better position.
Okay.
We've generated more than 40 million baht for restaurants in Singapore and Malaysia.
In the past just 2 years?
One, say 15 months.
Interesting.
And Malaysia, we just started 3-4 months ago. It's growing at like 30 to 50% month on month.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Did you see, I mean, because different markets obviously have different competitors, right?
Yep.
Singapore market, I mean, like you said.
Yeah, a lot of competitors, but what we are doing is unique and what we're doing is different, I would say.
Yeah. Okay. Is that your moat, like you'd say, the transparency fact?
Yeah, I would say that. One is that, and second is our ability to get tourists and connect with a lot of third parties. So a lot of players, they only sell on their own. Okay. But we have a distribution layer.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think now we've signed with a lot of big brands, global brands that can help us expand.
So it allows like easy, like credible brand visibility when people go around in these restaurants.
So when we enter a new country, for example, we might get like 50 to 100 restaurants off the bat.
Right.
Because these global brands exist in every market.
Right.
So we are doing these kind of activities. So we're building a lot more self-service, using a lot more AI. So for example, in the past, almost every restaurant that joins HungryHub, we are the one that creates the set for them. of what package, what price they should set, what menu they should include. That isn't there. But previously that was done human. Now we're gonna use AI and pass data to recommend, because every menu is different. Like, you need to understand a sashimi versus a, you can't, there's no formula that you can use for that.
So you use data to help most of that.
So data and an element, without AI, we wouldn't have been able to do, because it's like reading and understanding what that menu means.
Yeah.
Can that be an all you can eat? Is that a heavy dish? Is that a light dish? So
that's a job of its own.
Yeah. So currently we have like one full-time member doing it, and I approve a lot of the big restaurants' menus still till today.
Damn.
But that's something we are moving to AI in the next 2-3 months. So
interesting.
A restaurant can fully just upload them a la carte menu and then choose what kind of sets they want, and what with one button it'll churn out like 3 to 4 sets for them to review, and if they're happy with it, they can go online right away.
Interesting.
So the idea is, as we scale, we need to bring in a lot of data. Another thing we're doing is dynamic pricing. So how F&B, how airlines and hotels have dynamic pricing.
That's like some Grab stuff, you know.
So F&B has never been able to change their price on the fly.
Correct.
So for us, because our package is pre-selected and we know the demand, we know the supply, we know the seasonality, we can suggest the restaurant, hey, you should increase your price by 5% or reduce it by 10%.
The mode is the data.
Yeah. So I mean, that's when we show that to the restaurant today, they're like, they're wowed by it.
Their jaw dropped. They're like, wow, I couldn't believe that.
And then hotels, especially, they're used to it. So it's basically become a revenue management tool for F&B.
Interesting.
That's why we call ourselves an OTA, is because we're bringing things that existed in other segments, the distribution layer, the pricing layer, the self-service, self-onboarding, to the F&B world, so that they don't have to hire their own marketing. Like, a lot of hotels don't even have marketing, small hotels, for example.
Correct.
They just leverage off OTAs, revenue management.
Yeah.
So,
but then when you talk to hotel owners, they complain about how much they eat up their OTAs and the percentage and all this.
But still, everyone likes to complain. But without them, what will they do?
They won't have bookings. Correct.
How do you connect to like that small town Russian guy who booked your hotel last night via an OTA?
Yeah.
If you didn't have one, right?
Yeah.
Your marketing person won't get there.
Yeah. Correct. It's because they have, like you said, they have an existing client base, a database that they can leverage to grow, right?
We're just here to be an option. We're not here to take over the full business. Our goal is to be like 20-30% revenue driver for the restaurants.
Yeah. What's the goal, you'd say, for HungryHub moving forward the next 5 years? How does that look?
I think we want to be more of a regional/global company, at least maybe 10 to 15 countries, if not more.
Okay.
Because without being regional or global, there's no element that we won't get the benefit of the travel customer segment that moves around. Because those are the ones that spend more. Those are the ones that don't care much about discount. We want to move away from discounts. We already have a lot of Michelin star restaurants working with us. So travelers are looking for these kind of experience.
And double down on it, you mean?
Yeah, because the margins are huge. It's a win-win business.
Better customer, better margins, easier.
Yeah. So I feel like the travel business unlocks something that F&B has never been able to tap on.
Right. And did you think of this? Like, did you kind of ever think this would be the driving force and not what you always thought, like F&B and hospitality?
No, I mean, as you do it every day, you keep thinking of new ideas at Hungry. So for me, I mean, the idea behind Travelers is, like I said, when we started Travelers business, it was mainly because locals were not spending as much. But today we see that Travelers business is huge and it's untapped in the F&B industry. Because everywhere you travel, you will see only maximum 50 restaurants that get tourists. Like, if you think of tourists in Thailand at restaurants, you'll think of After You think of J.O., you'll think of, Pad Thai Tip Samai and like the Patu Pi and like all that kind of name, like, right? But there's 100,000 restaurants that wants tourists, but they don't know how to get there. They don't speak the language. They don't know, their menu may not be in
right.
They might not be in the right location. But today, tourists goes out of the way for restaurant. it's part of their experience.
Yeah.
It's like something people travel for,
Okay.
but it's like they can't connect with each other. So we're coming in
The
to be in the
bridge.
middle. Yeah.
I think that's a great way to put it. Even for like tourists hearing this, it allows them maybe to an extent like know the country a little better or experience the country
No, and you get
a
it
little
more
better as
local.
well.
You get to know what the locals like, right? Because previously you only get what has been famous for last
On
20
TikTok
years.
or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time, like the tourists, because every influencer also they want to check in what is the most tourist popular restaurant.
Yeah.
So it becomes a cycle. Like the tourist popular restaurant just gets the same
Just gets
tourist for a
tourist
long
popular.
time.
Yeah.
But the new restaurant that may be good for tourists who don't have the budget
Yeah.
or don't know how, they
Okay.
just can't get it, right?
Fair enough.
So that like sometimes you go to Chinatown or you go to Bantat Thong where there's a lot of tourists, but some restaurants you walk in and
Yeah.
you only see locals.
Yeah. Correct.
Whereas a next door restaurant is full of tourists.
Yeah, and there's more tourists waiting to
And
go in.
you think that why won't they just walk in? No, because tourists did their research online.
Yeah.
And they're only gonna go to that restaurant.
Correct. Actually, that's true. That's true.
So for us, we're trying to unlock that, and I feel like that's a big opportunity and a problem for the restaurant industry.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I feel like that's also because 20% of all travel spending is on tourists. So if you say the OTAs who sell flights or hotels, what's their market cap? F&B OTA can be equally as big.
Right.
It's
That's a
just
big
that how
market.
fast can we scale around the world, whether we do it ourselves, through partners, etc.
Fair enough. So, I mean, we've been talking for quite a while now.
Yeah.
I'd just say, do you have any closing thoughts, especially to kind of today's youth, people that don't think global yet, or
Yeah.
they still think local, they still think like Thailand, this is it. What would you say to them?
I would say if you're going to jump into a business, it's going to be very challenging. So make sure the rewards are big. Think big from day one. Like, don't think like a lot of people, youngsters, they're like, if I make 100,000 baht a month, I'll be very happy. But if you're going to risk yourself to get to 100,000, you need to make sure the risk reward is right. Because you can go and work in a company and make 100,000 baht.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and that there's no risk to do that. You get stable salary. So if you're gonna risk yourself to get to 100,000, make it 1 million, make it 10 million. But not only about the money. So make sure the market is big enough that you're gonna be able to make that money. Right? So think global. If it's local, it's possible if the market is very big. For example, healthcare, education. If it's like applied to the whole industry of the whole population, then yes. For us, we're targeting a niche segment. We're not targeting street food. We're not targeting, small restaurants. So for us, it's a niche. That's why we have to go regional and global.
Right.
Because it's not every day you want to spend 1,000 baht a meal.
Yeah.
And it's not everyone who's going to spend 1,000 baht a meal. So that segment is not big.
It's quite fairly limited if you think about it.
Yeah,
actually.
but it's there. We see about 100,000 plus diners a month.
But actually, you must have so much data. You can compile like consensus on Thailand, like eating habits and stuff like that. Like this portion of people that eat like this tend to spend like that.
I think we're still only tapping like 5% of the market. I think there's still a lot more because 2,000 restaurants, we believe there's at least 50,000 restaurants in Thailand within the segment that we're operating. We'll never
now
get
that you look at
100%
it on
market
that scale,
share.
There's still
Because if you
a
look
much
at
bigger market to capture.
Every mall we go to, only maybe 10% of the restaurants are working with HungryHub.
Okay.
The other 90% are still not.
Right.
So, I mean, there's still a big opportunity, but it's never like 100% going to join us. But maybe one day 70, 80% or 50% will join us.
Okay.
And that's where we will feel more saturated in the market. Today, I think it's still a big opportunity.
Last question: when you go, do you only go to HungryHub approved restaurants now, or is it anywhere else?
No. Like I said, I try to do it at least once a week just to. But I can't go out to HungryHub restaurant every day. My weight will go a lot.
You should try the McDonald's CEO burger product thing. Yeah. That might work out. But yeah, all in all, it was really great to have you on the podcast. I think our audience is gonna love this. Just a lot of great pointers on business, on growth, entrepreneurship. But yeah, really happy to have you on the podcast, and thank you for your time.
Thank you. Nice to have
Thank you. Sawasdee krab.
Sawasdee krab.